Okay, so I'm gonna do my normal thing of just clicking through the episode and commenting on the things that I see necessary to comment on, or like things I want to question. And real quick, I realized I didn't address this at the beginning. Donovan is not here to react with me because he is currently hundreds of miles away in another state, and I'm here in Texas. So sadly, he's gonna have to catch up when the episode goes on YouTube or something like that. But anyway, let's get down to business to question this crazy ass episode. So we start out and like Oscar is just reading a book and he's adorable and I love him to death. And then Ozpin's like, hey, you gotta go do some stuff. And Oscar just isn't having it. Why did he choose Oscar? And why or how exactly does he like mesh their souls together? And like that just, you have to like start with what happened when Cinder like killed Ozpin, because obviously he ain't dead, and Salem knows he ain't dead. But like, what happened there? Like, did she kill his physical body, but Ozpin is somehow so powerful that he could just transfer his soul to another host, like the Maidens? But at the same time, it's like in the World of Remnants, they basically heavily implied that Ozpin was something more than just a man. So I don't know what's happening there. I just have so many questions. So they go through this whole long spiel of how Oscar thinks it's not real, and Ozpin basically tries to get him to talk to him and convince him he's real. And he asks him to describe the office or something in the Haven Academy. I don't know the specifics. And Oscar can describe it because he has Ozpin's memories too. And that leads me for another question, like, why isn't Oscar getting like horrible memories or flashbacks of horrible things that happened to Ozpin in the past? Maybe he's like trying to ignore it and that's why he's not seeing anything, but you'd think that like something like that might happen automatically, because we got RWBY's crazy dream sequences in the first couple of episodes of this volume. Yeah, but the poor thing, I feel so bad for him because he was just like chosen, he didn't have any say in it, he doesn't know what's going on, but then Ozpin's like, neither did I, and there's something much more important than like you being chosen or not. Like, the world could be destroyed, or I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but Ozpin knows that there's something much bigger than the both of them happening, and he needs Oscar's help. But at the same time, I'm just so torn, because Oscar's this, like, innocent little boy, and he doesn't know what to do, and, like, I don't see how he could become, like, this whole powerful fighter that's gonna save everyone, unless he has, like, Ozpin's power, too. I don't know. So many questions. So, like, pretty much every frame I click through, it's, like, Oscar going, like, ugh. So then we go to Weiss and bitch daddy Schnee. Ooh. My god. Like, he pisses me off to no end. But it was totally, like, predictable that all this crap was going to happen, and then Whitley was gonna get it, be the heir to the company, because, like, it was so obvious that Daddy Schnee only cares about Whitley. Like, he doesn't like any of his daughters. And I was honestly surprised that the company didn't automatically go to Whitley in the first place because he was a son. But I guess it goes by age, and just like Winter didn't care about any of that. So that's why Weiss was the heiress instead of Whitley in the first place. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So they have this dumb conversation where Daddy Schnee's like, you're gonna be staying here, you ain't going anywhere without my permission, and the staff will make sure you don't go anywhere. And like, I immediately thought of Klein. Like, Klein is going to help Weiss sneak out at some point. That's my prediction. And basically Weiss is just saying that she doesn't want to stay in Atlas, she doesn't care, like, she just wants to leave. And her dad won't let her leave. Obviously that's what I talked about. And then she's like, aren't people going to ask questions that the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company just like mysteriously disappeared after what happened? And then Dad Schnee's all like, well, you're not the heiress anymore. And I was like, okay, bitch, let's have a conversation. Like, let's take this outside, because ooh, like, it was totally predictable that it was kind of set up, and Whitley was just waiting for Weiss in her, like, oh, I can't think of the word. Her natural, tendency to, like, go against her father. Like, eventually it was gonna blow, her dad was gonna be like, no, you ain't getting no company, and then it was gonna go to Whitley. which I'm pretty sure Dad Schnee wanted in the first place because he only cares about his son. And before I forget, Papa Schnee married into the Schnee family, which is also predictable. Jake of the One Man Band predicted that, I think, as well, because you see there's a painting, a portrait of him in his office, and he has black hair instead of like the white hair that Schnees have at all ages. So that was predictable as well. He married into the company, so it's like he's the head of the company, but because he's like the old guy who like leads the family now, and that's the only reason why he owns the company. So basically, I still hate Dad Schnee. I don't see how he could redeem himself at all. He's never going to redeem himself. Like he's going to like die out through RWBY. Like whatever happens to him, I'm probably gonna hate him. Like he has no redeemable qualities. Oh, he slapped her. Like bitch. Like Whew, I bet I want Tyrian to come after Daddy Schnee because. Let's move on. Her room is beautiful. If I had money, I would have a room like Weiss's. So nice. Whoever designed Weiss's room, thank you. And then, so Dick Whitley is outside. And he heard everything. And he's like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. And then Weiss is like, you never liked Winter. You never liked me. Whatever. Like, everyone knew this. Whitley was a little, like, bitch. Punch him in the ass, as I would say. I still didn't mean to say that in the first place, but now, every time I see Whitley, I'm just gonna be like, punch him in the ass. But basically, he knew it was all gonna happen eventually. The frame I stopped on, he has the devilish look on his face, and I just want to punch him in the ass. Poor Weiss, she, like, falls onto her bed crying, and then airships go out her window, and she gets this, like, idea. She gets out her weapon, she picks it up, and she's like, yeah! And I assume she's going to practice, so maybe she can, like, fight her way out of the castle, or I still think that Klein is going to be involved in sneaking her out as well. So then we move on to this freaking Tyrian versus Crow versus RWBY sometimes battle. It's a lot of great fighting. Obviously, Crow is a professional huntsman, and then Tyrion's just, like, this badass dude. I don't think he ever went to a combat school. I have no idea, but he's a pretty crazy dude. RWBY doesn't know who Salem is, obviously. So there's this really great fight scene, and there's some lyrics in the back, but I couldn't really hear them. I was focusing on the fight, so sorry about that. And Tyrion's creepy. He, like, looks around at everyone, and his, like, pupils are tiny, and it's just crazy. So RWBY tries to go into fight, and Crow's like, back away. And I assume it has something to do with, like, the poison, or maybe just he's a really deadly guy. I don't know, because Crow never met him, so I don't know exactly. Maybe it's just Crow wanted her to get away because Tyrion is obviously too strong for her. She tries to shoot Tyrion from a faraway distance, but obviously they're too fast. And just, like, if RWBY's semblance is speed, shouldn't she be able to, like, hone in on him and then, like, use her speed to match his movements and get a shot in? Oh yeah, so Crow loses his weapon, and he's like, my wrist hurts. But then he starts, like, punching on Tyrion. For some reason, Tyrion just lets him do that. I don't know. That was kind of a weird scene for me. Like, why would Tyrion just let him, like, punch him in the face? And then Crow just, like, does he kick him? I don't know. But Tyrion's just like, ugh, and he sits there for like 30 seconds and lets Crow pick up his weapon. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Just everything about Tyrion is just so mysterious. Not a lot to say about, like, the fight scene as, like, from an analysis standpoint, because just clicking through it, I can't see everything that well. So they fall in the building, and when they come out, Crow's, like, aura, which is red like RWBY's, which, if you ask me, like, I'm not one to say that, oh my gosh, Crow is RWBY's dad, but between their matching aura colors, Tyrian doesn't like him that much, and just, like, the shady, like, familial background, there's just something going on. So Crow's aura is, like, bzz, bzz, buzzing, and so is Tyrion's a little bit, and Tyrion's appears to be blue, and I think his eyes turn purple for a second. I'm just going through this really fast, I'm sorry. So then RWBY tries to fight, and Crow's like, stop it, and then, so Tyrion, like, grazes Crow across the stomach and leaves a mark, and then, but RWBY is a quick thinker, thank goodness, and she, like, chops off the end of his tail with, her scythe. And that was actually the spoiler that I saw. Like, I saw someone Google searching, can a scorpion regrow their tail? So, I don't know the answer to that. I saw that and I was like, whoa, spoiler, whoopsies. But that's about it. So there's just so many questions I have. I wonder if Crow's, yeah, his eyes are purple right there. But I hope Crow's gonna be okay. There's probably some poison involved, because, I think when his eyes turn purple, maybe he's, like, activating his poison, and I see right here on the ground, his poison is like a dark purple bluish color. So there's probably some shit that's gonna happen with Crow. They gotta get him to a doctor or something. I hope Crow's gonna be okay, because Crow is like almost everyone's favorite character and people love Crow. Tyrian runs off and Team Ranger's like, whoa, what's happening? And Crow's basically just like, what's your favorite fairy tale? And that's how the episode ends. So I want Crow to explain the whole thing about the maidens and what happened at Beacon to Team Ranger, because then I think they'll be a lot more confident in themselves and their journey. I just want them to know everything, because hiding that from them is only hurting them in the long run, I believe. So because of time constraints and storage or whatever, I'm going to end it there. I can't wait for the rest of the RWBY episodes. RWBY has gotten a lot better. I think there was a slump in the middle, and that's why I kind of wanted to stop reacting for a couple weeks. So I'm glad I took a break. I'm glad I'm back. This was a great episode. Yeah, and I can't wait for more. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!